Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Roger with Rental Lords, California. I'm a licensed real estate agent in California, out of Danville, specifically Contra Costa County area. So basically, today we're going to be doing a deep dive on multifamily, the numbers, the metrics in the area. And we're going to talk about this market specifically. I'm not just going to be pulling stuff off of just Zillow. It's going to be more verified than that. It's going to be an amalgamation of the different metrics in the different websites, all brought together for you to see. That way you don't have to go out there and search a bunch of times. And I got here today my business partner. Go ahead.
It's Rodrelle, DeAndre. You guys probably know me from Rental Lords. I work with Roger, and we're excited to talk to you guys about what we're going to be presenting with you guys today.
Yeah, so if you own a rental property in the central Contra Costa right now, I want to give you a real picture of what's happening in this market this week. Not just vibes, not guesses, actual rent data, vacancy trends, and whatever's going on with new construction supply. Because that's the stuff that matters a lot more than most landlords think.
So look, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to go over the rents in Walnut Creek, Concord, Danville. You're going to get a look at the vacancies right now, and then you'll get a clear picture of the supply chain. Because honestly, it might be the most important thing you understand if you're thinking about next year's or the following year, what you're going to do next.
Okay, so let's get into it. So first, Walnut Creek. Basically pulling this up from Rent Cafe, Zillow, and Apartments List. So we're looking at multiple sources here, not just the one. Overall average rents are sitting somewhere above or between, you see the numbers here, 2,587 and 2,748 a month. Studios are around 2,145. One bedrooms are about 2,381. Two bedrooms are coming in at 2,931, and three bedrooms, 4,258. Now here's the thing about the year-over-year numbers, because the sources don't totally agree with each other. Rent Cafe is showing negative 0.27% year-over-year, which sounds like rents are dropping a little. But Apartment List is showing plus 2.6% year-over-year. So I mean, which one is right?
Yeah.
Honestly, probably somewhere in the middle. And apartment List is also showing Walnut Creek up 1.3% just in April alone, month over month. So the trend right now, at least for this month, looks like it's moving up. The median per Apartment List is sitting at 2,735. I think the honest read here is rents in Walnut Creek they're not skyrocketing. Like, let's be honest. But they're not falling off a cliff either. They're stabilizing at a pretty solid level.
Now, this is the reason why you want to know where you get your data from, because you might feel super conflated, or you might be feeling like you're getting the wrong information if you go one way or the other.
Right.
So Concord is a little bit different. The overall median right now is $23.50 in the price tag. Studios are between $17 and $17.25. One bedrooms are around $2,050, and two bedrooms are between $2,350 and $2,520. Three bedrooms are going to be the $2,800 price tag. And honestly, Concord is basically flat. Like, percentage change month over month is nearly zero. Year over year, as of March, according to Zumper, Rent Cafe is showing about a 0.13% bump year over year. So basically, nothing in this market is changing. It's just sitting there. Which, depending on where you're coming from, that could actually be good news. And if you got some properties in Concord, I mean, rents are not really getting crushed, so they're holding, and there's still demand.
Right, and just to reiterate, today is the 28th of April. You probably clicked on this video because you knew that already according to the description and the thumbnail, but I just want to make sure to reiterate that this is specifically for this week alone. So that leads us to move on to Danville Rents. So Danville is kind of its own thing. We already all know this. But to dive into it, the median across all property types is coming in at around 5,200 a month, according to Zumper. Now, Rent Cafe is showing an average closer to 3,165. So there's a big spread there. And what I want to be real about is why that spread exists in the first place. So Danville doesn't have a ton of inventory. It's a lot of single family homes, not a deep multifamily submarket. So when you've got things like this, and we're talking about specifically rental properties, right? We're not talking about buying and selling here. So when you got a thin inventory like this and one or two higher priced properties move, it swings the numbers around a lot. The trend data showing plus 7% month over month, plus 8% year over year, which sounds wild, but that's kind of what happens in a low inventory market.
Demand.
The directional signal is real. The exact numbers, I treat them as a general indicator, not a hard benchmark. So we can move on to what vacancy is looking like.
You got a moment? I'll do that next time. So let's talk about vacancies. We're getting a lot of interesting landlords out there. East Bay submarket, which is where we're sitting, is projected to be around that 6% vacancy in the middle of 2026. And that's as data's coming in from Kidder Mathews. That's KIDDER, so check my phonics on that. Which which does a full Western U.S. Multifamily market report. So that's just some opinions. And the reason they're saying it's going to be like a hold there is because they got steady job growth in the region, and the net absorption is still positive, and the the construction pipeline is actually slowing down. So that part leads into the next thing, which is what we're going to talk about, which is the supply and the constructions.
This might be the most important slide in the whole video, if I'm being honest with you, because, Bay Area units under construction right now are sitting at 7,375. That is the second lowest level since 2011. You have to go back 15 years to find a lower number. That data is coming from Cushman. It's probably not how you say that.
Cushman and Wakefield.
Cushman and Wakefield's Q3 2025 report, which is the most recent verified data that we've got. Think about what that means. You've got a region with massive ongoing housing demand. You've got vacancies below 6%. You've got rents already at the levels we were just talking about. And the pipeline of new supply coming to the market is near a 15-year low. That combination is basically a floor under this market. I'm not saying rents are going to go through the roof tomorrow, but I'm saying that if you own multifamily in central Contra Costa right now, the macro picture is not working against you. The thing that would hurt landlords the most, which is basically the flood of new supply competing for the same tenants, that's just not happening right now.
I like the mentioning of the vacancy rates are on here, because it's important that the person on the other end of this understands what's the average vacancy rate So they can put it in proper perspective. 6% on vacancy is nearly 1 month or less than 1 month's timeline to get the property occupied. So it's important to know that. Just keep that in mind, because these numbers might come and hit you, and you might not have any context for it. So you're the landlord sitting on a vacancy right now, and you're thinking about re-renting in the next few months. Here's my honest statement. Walnut Creek, Concord, you're in good shape. Okay, rents are holding, vacancies are light, and supply isn't going like crazy. So you're in good shape. Just sit tight. If you're pricing your unit right and you're screening well, you shouldn't have to worry too much. Okay. Danville, the numbers are looking good there, considerably. The inventory is super thin. You really need to know your specific comps and what your properties might look like compared to the next home. You can just use the market average and assume that applies to your home. Okay. Now, across all three markets, honestly, the bigger risk in the landlords right now is the market. It's the legal side. California's rental laws have gotten a lot more complicated over the last couple of years. You got AB 12, AB 2747. There's a lot to be considering here. Sources of income is protection, and just because eviction rules and screening mistakes are expensive, that it's important that you actually know where to go to for your resources. Rental laws, California, we want to make sure that you know what you need to know to make sure you're impactful in the market. So we handle the full tenant placement process, so you don't have to worry about whether the screening criteria is going to create fair housing problems.
Right. So if you're in Central Contra Costa and you've got a vacancy coming up, or you just want to talk about what your unit could rent for right now based on the actual current comps, reach out. We do a flat fee of $3,000 for a full placement. No ongoing management contract, no percentage of the rent every month, just one fee. One qualified tenant, and that's it. It's done. The link is in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.